All right, we're live.
Is live, locked, loaded. We got the
smiles all around, baby. Life is good. Soak it in. Tell them, Clem. Tell them.
Well, Kev, we've been saying this for a while now, a few years, that Coors Light is the beer that is made to chill, and it is made for Mets fans because we have to chill. Well, 5-2 record after the opening weekend.
Chilling.
Along with potentially 7-0 if the bullpen didn't do bullpen things, which is why we're going to need our Coors Light, because that bullpen is a bullpen that requires a beer that's made to chill.
It's you know what? Coors Light is the official sponsor of the New York Mets bullpen. Because holy shit, we're going to need unlimited amounts of Coors Light to get through this season with those bums. My mom asked me the other day, like, I think it was when Ottavino was on the mound. She was like, who's this guy? Where'd he come from? I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're all bad. Like, it doesn't. I'm not even going to tell you who's who and what's what because they all stink.
Exactly. But you know what? Those blue mountains, when you see the mountains are blue, that's how you know it's ready to rock. Those are the bullpen blue mountains. That's what we're going to call them the rest of the season. When the bullpen comes in, so does the Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door using Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/believe. That is the beer we choose when we have the bullpen coming in and ready to ruin our lives. And for the most part, everything ends up fine, but it's a goddamn nightmare to get there. So as always, celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And boys, we are feeling good. We took care of those scumbags down in Philadelphia. 2 out of 3. Could have been a clean sweep. This big bad offense I heard so much about. They got like 2 innings out of our bullpen with like injuries popping up and stuff too. It wasn't like just straight up, dominating us. And without Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in baseball, we have the best staff in baseball.
Let's call a spade a spade. We shit pumped Philadelphia. We worked them. I mean, we trailed for a half an inning the whole fucking series, tied her in the lead for 20 whatever out of 27 innings. It was an absolute dominant performance from Pete Alonso. Everybody in the lineup is getting in there. Everybody can pitch. It's not just Scherzer. And it's what I love about good pitching, like when you have top of the rotation guys, and your back of the rotation does their job, and then it's like, oh, it's Scherzer day, and it just rolls over and it keeps going, and that's how you win series, and that's how you get winning streaks. And I mean, this bullpen, like you said, Clem, like it ended up being okay, but it's not going to be over the course of 162. So that needs to be figured out ASAP, not only because I don't want to like lose my fucking mind, but because we now know like this lineup is very good. This pitching is good enough. And Lord knows it'll be great if we can get Jacob deGrom back somehow. So now it's a matter of like, don't waste this because these guys can all ball. And a huge shout out to Epler because all of the new Mets are professional baseball players who matter very, very much. That thick ass Eduardo Escobar, that guy he's the thickness, dude. Everybody who they went and acquired is playing real baseball on a high level, exactly what we need. Runners in scoring position still hitting, clutch hitting, big pitching. It's just that shitty bullpen, which is literally the story of our lives. So I'll take it.
We were made to bear this cross, though. If it's going to be the bullpen, like again, you always say whack-a-mole with the Mets. If it's not the hitting, it's the pitching. If it's not the pitching, it's the bullpen. If it's not the bullpen, it's the defense. If we have professional hitters that grind out at bats, we have a defense that can play it at all levels of the field, and we have starters that can actually pitch. I was made to deal with the shitty bullpen, which, by the way, Mr. Trumpets himself coming back as the conquering hero. The Mets fans like, I just need Edwin Diaz.
I
know. You motherfuckers, we needed Diaz out of our life just a little bit to realize how fucked we are without him with this bullpen. But I have to shout out the starters here because I saw this stat and I was mind blown. Mike Mayer, 22, had it. The Mets starting pitchers lead Major League Baseball in the following categories. I'm not going to list them all, but I'll list 35 innings, 1.29 ERA, 0.69 WHIP, 157 batting average against, and then 1.2 F-WAR if you want to get crazy with it, and 28.3 K to walk percentage. I mean, Jeremy Hefner.
It's everything you need. The man is a fucking wizard, dude. And you got the big drip and the Basset Hound. Not only are they performing, but they are guys who have like swagger and confidence and a name to them. And like, it doesn't feel like we just got lucky a couple times through the rotation. It feels like these guys are professionals and this is what they do. Now, is McGill never going to give up a run? there's going to be some regression, but for the most part, I'm feeling good, especially real quick. Taiwan Walker, stop tweeting. You can't do it. I mean, all clear. Everything's good. 2 seconds later, Tacomo's like he's going to the DL. What the fuck was that about? Can't do that to us, Ty. But these guys all feel like, it's not just like getting lucky a couple times through the rotation. And it's crazy to me that we got out of Philly relatively unscathed, because that lineup, man, they just keep coming, dude. And they all like just sit there and wait for their pitch. That is a good lineup. The fact that we shut them down for the majority of that series and really only had a couple bad innings is pretty astounding, because it just keeps on happening. But this is as bad. It should be 7-0. It really just legitimately should be a 7-0 team right now. Which was like if your aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle. But like when it's just 2 innings of like a shitty bullpen implosion, it really is more of a, this is what it should have been.
I just want to throw one thing about the lineup. So we faced Aaron Nola yesterday. Aaron Nola had to start Citi Field last year where we struck out 10 straight batters to end the game. Yesterday, we knocked him out in the 3rd inning, whatever it was. We scored 9 runs yesterday. So that's how different this lineup is.
Right. I mean, seriously, it's night and fucking day. You drop like 2 or 3 guys in there who all can work counts and hit to all fields and professionally hit and are clutch in the right spots. And everything falls into it's funny if you have a 9-man lineup and you change 3 guys and they're all good. It's pretty fucking good.
If you just score runs, baseball is easy. It's incredible.
But I know that sounds silly, but it kind of goes back to what I said opening weekend. Like it's different to watch. That's baseball. It's fun. It's fun when you score runs. It's like when I watch the Jets. And then I watch, like the Chiefs. And I'm like, these are 2 different sports that I'm watching. That's last year's Mets and this year's Mets, where, like, I now have confidence that we're going to get on base. I now have confidence we're going to drive guys in. It's fun.
It's night and day with, like,
on my back. What?
It's night and day with even if they're making outs. Like, Canna had a great at-bat the other day where he got out, but he's like 9 pitches deep, and the pitcher's like, what can I throw to get the guy to get himself out?
That's what we missed last year. Guys were just making quick outs. Like, now we're actually grinding counts, like getting these pitch counts up. Like, it's
pesky.
So much better.
You don't want to have to deal with, and you're like, shit, now McNeil's up. Now Escobar's up.
Oh,
like, all of these guys professional. It's unbelievable.
Ken and McNeil back-to-back just feels mean because they'll foul off like 20 pitches.
I mean, that makes all the difference, especially in modern baseball, where these guys are going to go, 5 innings max, and you're going to get to the bullpen early, and everybody's bullpen sucks almost as bad as ours. And you know what? That's why. So people got all over me because I was talking shit on Twitter in the 6th inning of yesterday's game. And I'll be perfectly honest, I was at the park with my kids, and I thought it was the 7th inning. So I didn't think we had 3 full innings to go. But the fact remains, people getting on me. You're a Mets fan. You should know better. Look, they're going to give this lead back. We're going to lose because of you. That goes out the window now. We're not that anymore. This is a real fucking team. Yeah, we're going to tack on more runs too. We're good too. We're going to score more runs too. We're going to get through this. It might not be pretty. The bullpen sucks, but this is a good team now that it's not just they're going to shut down and roll over and die. We keep playing too. I'm done with the old way of thinking. I'm done with the Wilpons Mets. I'm done with talking about the fucking Diaz, Cano, and Kalenic trade. I don't give a fuck about that trade anymore. Edwin Diaz is exactly what we need right now. He's one of the only closers in the league that, is a true closer that we can actually rely on in some fashion. Kalenic sucks. Cano sucks. That trade is nothing. The trade, who fucking cares about that trade anymore? That's Brody talk. That's Wilpons talk. That's what the fuck ever. I'm done with that, being our measuring stick, like this benchmark for our franchise that we keep talking about. Out with the old, in with the new. There's no Twitter story. We're going to win ball games. The bullpen's going to be a problem, but we're going to win more often than not if we play this way, and fans need to get confident about it.
Okay, I care about the Jared Kalenic trade because I draft him in fantasy every year just so then I can benefit off him actually doing good. 1 for fucking 15. Jared Kalenic stinks right now. He absolutely stinks. He's like the greatest AAA player of all time outside of, he's the greatest minor league player outside of Francisco Alvarez. But other than that, I'm with you, Kev. We have to move on from that. We have to move on from all the shit pre-Cohen. We are Church of Cohentologists. Once that cool Coors Light washed down our foreheads, we were into a new realm, and speaking of which, change. You're talking about Canna, and you're dealing with McNeil and these guys grinding at bats. And then you have DH Pete Alonso, the most lethal weapon in all of baseball. Who, by the way, like, I know he's not going to want to play DH as much. All these guys are so competitive. He wants to like win a Gold Glove at first.
You bet.
Who fucking cares about a Gold Glove at first base? Go rake and be a Hall of Famer. I would give anything to be a DH. A DH is like the best thing in the world. DH is like when you're a little kid and you're like, I'm just going to keep hitting. It's amazing. I can't believe these guys don't want to be a DH.
It's craziness, but he also did say, I don't know if you guys saw that quote where he's like, obviously I want to play first, but I trust Buck. And I do think having a guy like Buck who's been around the block a billion fucking times, you could say like, all right, this guy knows what he's talking about. Pete will probably push back here and there, but having a guy like Buck in the manager's chair instead of some fucking nerd from Fangraphs, I think that's a good thing for us in the long run in terms of just massaging the clubhouse and putting guys where they should be instead of where they want to be.
Bro, ask David Ortiz about being a DH. Ask Edgar Martinez about being a DH. There's no fucking shame in being a DH. Literally nobody cares about first base defense. I don't care about defense at all, to be honest. Maybe you got to have a shortstop. You got to have some center field play. There's a couple things that matter. First base glove, I don't give a fuck, and neither should you, Pete. There is no shame. There's no like, you're not a complete player. Like, that's old time. That's old thinking. In with the new. Just mash your way to the Hall of Fame 4 times a game, hanging out on the bench, goofing off with your buddies the other time. How awesome is being a DH? It's the best job in the world. You kick it on the bench with your buddies and you fucking tool around and do pranks and shit. Grab a bat once every hour in these games now and hit a home run. It's fucking incredible. It's the best job in the world. I can't imagine anybody being like, no, I want to go out there and chase balls around and no fucking thank you.
It's just great to have a DH. Like, I haven't missed pitchers hitting one bit. Like, it's awesome.
As a guy who railed against it for years, I will always think, I think it's crazy that we just decided that because, certain players aren't good at it, we're just going to let them off the hook. I do think it totally changes the game as far as, you don't get the reward of like getting to a bullpen early and knocking out a starter and all that stuff. But now that it's here and it's not going anywhere, enjoy the ride and fucking just watch balls fly.
It also helps that our team is built for it. Like, if it was 2012 and like, we're bringing in bringing in the DH, I'd be like, what are we
fucking? Yeah. Oh, good. Eric Campbell's our DH today. Yeah. Great.
Not Mayberry Jr. Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man. No, I mean it is a concern though. I mean, as much as I'm high flying and I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, up 8-1 and we got to sweat it out. Can't have it.
I was screaming at the TV. Just throw it over the plate.
Like, I know.
One thing if they just beat you with their bats because their lineup is stacked, but I'm like, you're up 7 runs. They're going to get themselves out. Just throw it over the middle. Like, you're killing me here.
Right. And Sean Foley Reed, like, I love you.
He can't get his name right.
He
doesn't deserve to get his name right.
Exactly. That's a name I'm going to fuck up every single time. I'm going to have Reed Sean Foley, I'm going to call him Fawn Sholey Reed from now on. Fawn Sholey Reed, like, thank you for we wanted to see that. We've been getting hit left and right. Thank you, but you suck, dude. You can't be putting people on base if you suck. Okay, so maybe somebody else do that next time.
Last year he had the crazy mustache and like he's wearing like skin tight jersey and he's got like the weird setup. I'm like, I like this guy. He's quirky. He's like Turk Wendell, whatever.
He sucks.
Yeah.
And you know who sucks?
Joely.
Joely Rodriguez sucks, dude. His first game he came up and he had and I almost tweeted. I was like, I don't know who this kid is, but if he's gonna be throwing first pitch strikes, like you're gonna be on the fast track to me liking you. And it's like, no, I mean that guy has got to be sent down immediately, right? He sucks.
So bad. I'm gonna convince myself that it's just like with lefty starters, lefty relievers, just needs a little bit of seasoning, needs to get used to his new place. We just gotta like crack the code. The Yankees like kind of like figured him out, like fixed him. So I'm just gonna convince myself because with the lefties, with like you said, the lineups that we have with Schwarber, Harper, Soto, all these motherfuckers we're going to be dealing with, I have to believe that we have more than just Chasten Shreve to get these fucking monsters out.
And where's Pedro Feliciano? Go get him.
Yes.
He can still do that.
Kev,
Kevin,
stop.
Go get Pedro.
No, Kevin, he's dead. Kevin, he's dead.
He died, Kevin.
Oh my god.
He get through the cleaning.
Oh my god.
You are one sick fuck.
Oh my
It's
god.
the Joker over here. Did you forget that? Did you legitimately forget that he died?
I did not know. I did not. I totally forgot. Everybody's going, no. And I was like, what? He can still. Oh, no. Sorry.
Perpetual Pedro. R.I.P. man. We love
Sorry.
him.
I meant it in love. I was paying my respects. He was fucking amazing.
And that's the kind of guy like we have forever needed, right? It's just another lefty you can just throw out with a rubber arm. And unfortunately, like again, like one guy that could do that for us passed away this goddamn offseason.
There's something to it though that Buck keeps running them out there for that extra inning after they go sit on the bench. Like I'm all for it, but you can't do that with Joely Rodriguez and Trump May. Like there's people who like mentally can't keep it up for the whole sit down on the bench in between innings. They can't do it. And like he got the one out you asked him to get, and it's like, okay, clear the slate and bring somebody else in fresh because this guy ain't it. Yep. Drew Smith, somebody. He wasn't available, I guess.
I mean, at this point, don't you really have to start like, I don't know, calling somebody up and making some trades and I don't know, move JD Davis for an arm or something? Like this is going to be this team's undoing if you don't do something about it. Maybe not right away because it's still so early, but like we're gonna have to address this, no?
That's our biggest problem moving forward. So like,
it's gonna be like our only problem in the sense of like,
you know,
everybody else if they perform up to their level, it's a winning team.
Yeah,
not that bullpen. That bullpen, their level is bad. It's not that they're like underperforming. Those guys just suck.
Yeah, they're just not very good. And listen, Puerto Rican was my guy. I was my first guy I think I ever had on the podcast. Like, though, like you have to realize Seth Lugo's been pitching for us for 6 years now, and like some of these guys are just gonna like we all have these like better memories of some of these guys. I feel like Lugo's gonna be going the other way really quickly. I mean, Diaz is Diaz. I sound like Francesa as I say that. I realize, but like there's guys that we may have a better feeling for that are just not good. I feel like by the end, like you can put the bullpen in any order. You just pick it names out of a hat, and I'm fine with it. Like there's no order this bullpen I feel good with right now.
But let this be a fucking lesson, like. To myself included, like no more crying about Diaz. Like he's gonna have his moments, but he is by far the only guy you can even sort of rely upon. So bashing him when he has his bad outings. Remember this when he was gone, we were like desperate. So enough with that too. That's old Mets shit too.
Yeah,
that's like that horrendous year is far in the past now. Leave it be and just like embrace it.
Like if you since 2019, like takeaways 2019, he's been basically like an all right closer. Like I don't know if elite's the right word, but he's been a good closer. I'd say
he's been a good closer with the level of elite.
Yeah.
Like at least he's sometimes like that level. He's very sporadic, but when he's on, and that's about like as good as it gets. In 2022, you're not getting
brand guy too. It's like there's a ton of teams where you can't name who their closer is.
Right.
Like, everybody knows, for better or worse, Edwin Diaz is the Mets closer. You know what I mean?
Right. I'll take it, man. No, I'll absolutely take that. That's as good as it gets right now. It's not the era of Mariano and Trevor Hoffman and Brad Lidge and
Billy Wagner,
Eric Gagne. It's just not. It's not the way anymore. So. Just remember that when you're ready to bash him, when he inevitably will blow a couple saves this year and give up a couple home runs. It's going to happen. But remember that it could be way worse. It's, as a reformed, constantly negative Mets fan who I've explained myself a million times why I'm now positive because of management and ownership and because of having competent baseball players. I just can't not with the constant negativity anymore. Even yesterday, I was like, we're going to win this game. In the past, that's a game we lose. And 2 nights ago, that was a classic Mets game. Like giving up 5 in an inning is, it made me feel like that Subway Series game all those years ago with Billy Wagner against the Yankees. And so there'll always be flashes of like LOL Mets, and that's always in my blood. But it's not what it once was.
Mhm.
It's not like an incompetent franchise from top to bottom. Cohen has changed all of that. Epler looks great so far. The team actually looks good. There's just no reason to do the sky is falling.
Mhm.
Like, as we said, this team should be almost 7-0 right now. And if you you look at Frank the Tank's tweets, it's like, dude, you're talking about a team that should be undefeated. Every single tweet, every single comment is that the team is bad and going to blow it. It's over, dude. It's not the way anymore. They're a I'm not going to say they're like a World Series team, but they're a good ball club. So stop acting like they're not, because you're just a fucking idiot.
Did you know his tweets yesterday?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
follow Kyle. He's doing the Frank fact check, and it's like every single tweet he's fucking wrong. I can't believe that this chick is even still alive.
And look, like games like Sunday and Monday, those are games that happen to other teams. Like we'll probably end up coming back. We'll score 5 runs in the 8th inning versus the Phillies later on in the season. Who
Right,
knows? Or like a team will make 2 errors versus us in the 8th inning. One game will come back that way. Games that don't happen to other teams are the fucking big one we had in DC in 2019 that we don't speak of, 10-4. So if we avoid those, I'm okay with.
Yes, that's normal baseball. What happened here? That's not like you're cursed. That's not the Mets. That's just the game of baseball. It's a stupid fucking game.
Yeah.
All that being said, though, Aaron Loop for the Angels, 3 innings, 3 Ks, no earned runs. And it's like, if we were going to blow past this luxury tax anyway, why didn't we just pay that guy? Like, I guess there's some regression, but now that you look at the guys that we have, it's like.
Yeah, no, there does feel like there was a shift, like very early off season. It was like, we're still going to be smart about this.
Yeah.
Let's not overpay for a guy that we know is going to regress. Let's play smart baseball. And then we said, fuck it, and went for it. Yeah. And I just wish that we did it. I wish we had that whole mentality the whole time, because, Loop would be absolutely beautiful right now.
And look, I'm not going to like sit here and be like, oh, it's an offseason to feel like we got Max Scherzer, Starlin Marte, all these guys. Like,
yeah.
There's not a single guy we got that I'm not happy that we picked him, besides Joely, but we got him because he's – everybody else is like, it's actually unbelievable the way he built this, because everybody, like, look at the Yankees. Everybody else is built on, like, we're just going to hit home runs. We don't care about defense. We don't care about anything else. Like, OPS is all we're dealing with. And, like, we built it like the Astros, like, during the playoffs, or the Royals in 2015, where, like, it's actual death by contact. We're going to grind it out, and we're going to, game after game after game, your pitchers aren't going to know what to throw, when to throw, and we're just going to beat your dick in.
Yeah, just get on base for the power hitters like Pete, and Pete will hit the big 3-run homer.
Dude, yeah, I mean, like, listen, obviously you got guys like McNeil and Canna and Nimmo. Lindor, well, you want him to be like a 38 home run guy, like, that would be ideal. He's still walking like a motherfucker and getting on base. And if all those guys are going to be on for the big bats and for Pete, that's how a real baseball lineup works. So I'll take that every time. It just is kind of crazy that they were like, they basically went all in, but just not on like 1/3 of the game. They just completely ignored 1/3 of the
that usually always was a Billy Epler thing in Anaheim too. So maybe that tracks.
Yeah. But I do understand the logic of like kind of what we said, that like this is not the era of like the reliever, and it kind of like every team is throwing crap against the wall. But like we threw stinky fucking diarrhea against the wall. Like there's just nothing there.
And look, just score runs and we won't worry about it. That's
honestly,
just
keep
score 12.
Just keep on fucking mashing.
If he's just waiting to see how everybody pans out this year, and he's like, "Oh, that reliever's hot this year. We're gonna go get that guy," then I'm all on board for it.
Yeah.
And we say that about bullpens all the time. They're up and down. You never really know they're going to be. Even Aaron Loop, we were kind of like when he left, we're like, all right, whatever. We didn't know he was going to be that last year. I mean, but first week of the season, we were already throwing him off the team. And I think he gave up like 1 run. We were just like, fuck Aaron Loop.
That was the iconic Frank tweet where he said Aaron Loop sucks and he literally had a 0 ERA.
I brought it up myself. I broke my own rule. I keep on preaching, leaving everything in the past. We're done with the tank. We're done with the stick. It's over, man.
I had to bring that up because I'll never forget that. It was like May 5th. He's like, oh, Aaron Loop sucks. He hasn't given up a fucking run.
Frank the Tank on this podcast is officially, if you're talking about Francisco Alvarez, the Rumble Pony, who is bringing the motherfucking Rumble Pony to the plate every time and socking it out of the park. He is just pure fucking power is what he is. So, yeah, we'll move on. But, again, Kyle is going to have the Frank fact check on Twitter if you want it. I'm sure we could put together a graphic at some point just to see how much hashtag Frank was wrong along the way. Also, we have to also measure like moves like the Aaron Loop move. It's like instead of BC and AD, it's basically BT and AT. Before tweet and after tweet. Before the Steven Matz tweet, we were one front office. After the Steven Matz tweet, we were another. If Aaron Loop was still a free agent, I'm pretty sure he would have gotten the bag from the Mets, would have stayed in town.
That is a good call. That awoke a sleeping giant right there. That was like, thank you, Steven Matz and his agent, because that led to absolutely everything. Oh, yep. Also, while we're giving Kyle credit for Frank fact check, also the March to a World Series is on. Walk for a World Series. Clem hates it. Clem hates it so much.
I love it that I don't have to do it, but you are a sick fuck, Kyle. You are.
People are already tweeting at me that they want to do it next week.
I'm telling you, it's a good idea. Like, I'm never going to become like a gym rat, but I desperately know I got to start doing something with my body or I'm going to just like waste away and die. And walking for a Mets game, I'm probably not going to do a treadmill. I'll probably just listen on my phone and walk outside and listen to Howie. And I'm just gonna. I'll do it once a week. I'll do it a couple times.
I would love to have gone outside. I've got it's beautiful outside yesterday, but I can't track it that way for time and for calories.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I need to at least have a handle on it. But oh my god,
what a bad choice.
Oh my god, I started out. I'm like, okay, 4 miles an hour, whatever, that's fine. And everybody's messaging me dude, you're gonna blow out your calves. You need to slow down. I'm like, no, it's fine. It'll be a quick one. And then we got to once it got to the 3.5 hour mark, I got down to 2. I was like, I can't do this.
People complaining that it wasn't enough can suck my dick. That dude walked 15 miles, okay?
Someone goes, that's someone's night as a server. I'm like,
shut the fuck up. I'm like, I can't stand people who wait tables who act like they're doing a tour of duty and war are ridiculous.
Look like they sit down eventually. That was the worst part. It wasn't even so much the walking. It was just standing for that long. My back was
And also, weren't you running for rallies or some shit?
Yeah, I only posted one of the videos because the other 2 we didn't score. And yeah, it was just
every time we got a couple men on base, you started running.
Anytime his base is loaded, I'm like, we're running for rallies. So,
oh my
god! I got so scared when Bryson Stott hit that line drive with when it was 8-5. I was like, oh no, Kyle's gonna be screwed.
No, if there was extra innings.
On to extras. I already know. This didn't break me. I feel good today. I have a few blisters on my feet, a little bit shin splints, whatever.
I feel great. I got blisters and shin splints.
I'm fine. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. The West Coast swing will kill me because the game doesn't start until 9:30.
Yeah, that's tough.
It can be 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to switch to a nocturnal life to make that work.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be 3 a.m. We'll get a 5-hour, 15-inning game.
If that went to extras, I think it would have been done after one game. I'd be like, nope, this isn't happening.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Well, Kyle, when we go to the West Coast, you got to make sure you do your walking to the World Series when my guy, as noted in my tweet last year, Siler McGill, baby DeGrom, and make sure he's pitching because I'm telling you, boys, the Nats one, I was I'm feeling good. It was opening day. Everyone's revved up. Motherfucker was shoving against the goddamn Philadelphia Phillies in Philadelphia. Yeah. That counts for something.
Let's do marry, fuck, kill. The Big Drip, the Basset Hounds, and Ty Lure.
No, Ty Lure and Big Drip are the same.
Oh, yeah.
Peterson?
What?
Peterson?
Yeah, Peterson.
I think everyone.
I want to marry all of them right now.
Yeah, I want to suck all their dicks. I want to marry them. I want to give them babies. I want to do whatever they want.
I got no bad things to say about any starting pitcher right now.
It's true. I mean, we're just talking zeros, dude. We're talking goose eggs.
Here's a great stat dug up by me. The Mets rotation has given up fewer runs so far than Garrett Cole has through 2 starts.
Dude, that is some analytical shit right there.
Did you see that video, the Kermit the Frog video of
Oh, yeah, that's an old one.
That is unbelievable. I legitimately thought that was an actual Kermit the Frog video until I heard Pete's sake. He is the biggest fucking dork in the world.
It feels good that the Bronx boys are crying once again. Vladdy Guerrero just going absolutely to town on them.
Bro, I can't even make fun of the Yankees for that one. Vladdy's MVP status for the next. It's 15.
Yeah, and we can't. I'm happy that he's with Toronto. I'm happy he's with Toronto. That is a team that's going for it because, like, I mean, Kev, you and I grew up during this. Like, every year it was Vladdy Guerrero to the Mets was always being rumored, and it got me so excited. He was like my favorite player, not on the Mets. So I'm happy he's in a place where I don't even imagine Vladdy Jr. fulfilling his dad's legacy here in New York. However, we don't talk about the Bronx boys and those gabagool Yankee fans because we had our own set of circus freaks we were dealing with this week, and I'm talking about the fans down in Philadelphia. So there was 3 very specific, like, fan moments during this series. The first one, which went super viral, was Alex Bohm, which, I mean, you want to talk about, not caring about defense? That Alex Bohm is exhibit A of why you have to care about defense. 3 errors in 3 innings. I mean, that was straight out of, like, Mets lore right there. I felt like I was watching I told you, the 2022 Phillies are like the 2017 Mets. Just no fucking rhyme or reason to the way their team's built other than, like, just try to hit the shit out of the ball. It was a disaster. And then caught in 4K, as the kids say. I fucking hate this. I hate this fucking place. And then the next night gets a standing ovation from the Philadelphia faithful. I don't know if I think I kind of love that they gave him a standing ovation the next night.
No, fuck that. Listen. Philly is scumbags. Philly is trash. That's who they are. That's what's in their blood. That is their reputation from now until the end of time. And they can cry about it. And they can beat their heads against the wall, and they can come up with all these examples of other teams being scumbags, and come up with examples of you guys, of Philly fans being like honorable and nice. Just lean into it. They're like, no. If he didn't own up to it, we would have crushed him. Just crush him. That's Philly. Just stop. A tiger can't change its stripes, man. Look, just two minutes later, you're throwing fucking phones on the field. You are who you are. Stop trying to pretend you're anything other than that. It's unbecoming, Philly. Stop.
Unbecoming.
Standing ovation to a guy who just said he fucking. You think Alex Bohm actually likes it in Philly?
No.
You think Alex Bohm really doesn't mean it when I just said it out of frustration? No, he fucking hates it there. He fucking hates you guys. He had to say that.
I saw the Jordy blogged it the next morning, and it was the most Philly headline ever. So I absolutely love it. He goes, "You can hate it in Philly as long as you fucking love it." And I was like, that's such a Philadelphian like way of thinking. Like it's like came out of like the Smitty's like DNA. Like that's Smitty's blood. If you like go in a microscope, that's the kind of shit that you would hear.
If you look in their DNA, it's just a bunch of blockheads just running through their fucking veins.
That phone clip though, I didn't see it last night. I saw it this morning. It's like the Goodfellas, like now take me to jail, because the security lady standing right there, he grabs the phone and chucks it, and then just casually walks out with the security guard. I was like,
the phone clip, if you haven't seen it, is so priceless. First of all, that Mets fan sucks. Yeah. Like you can just see he's gangly and nerdy, and I don't want him representing us. But I'll be honest, it's a big chunk of the Mets fan base. You got a bunch of like kind of like dorky Long Island guys that sometimes are not, who you want repping your fan base, but it is what it is. Here's how I see it. To the victor go the spoils. Those guys were beefing for fucking 4.5 hours. You know that they were saying and talking shit and throwing things at each other all game long. He won. He gets to celebrate. And I think as long as you don't physically touch somebody after a 5-hour battle, I think you get to celebrate how you want, how you choose. On the other side, anybody puts a phone in my face like this, it's gone. I'm absolutely 100% throwing that phone. So I think everybody in that situation is the asshole. The real gem in that video is the cameraman. At the very end, you hear him talk, and that Delco trash accent comes out, and it is spectacular. Call me on your phone. It is so fucking good. The whole stadium thinks you're a dickhead. Call me on your phone. It is like the biggest dirt ball in the greater Philly area. That is the real highlight of that viral video.
You need like the Zapruder breakdown too, because there's a mom holding like a little girl's hand and she's waving right in the Met fan's face. Like
I'm pretty sure there's a guy with a fake arm. yeah. There's a big. He either has like a brace on it or it's fake, and he's getting in the mix. And the cameraman, when the kid runs away, he goes, "Go, run!" I mean, the whole thing is amazing from start to finish. And that the thought of that nerd just being like, well, what do I do now? My phone's gone.
Oh, dude, the guy that had his face painted with the mohawk for an April baseball game, like
because the first game there was a shot of him like front and center with his face painted, and I said like, dude, this is basically a spring training game, and you're painting your face like this, and he tweeted something back at me being like, you just talk about it, I live it, like you could never. He was like, you can't. He said, if you ever come to a game, come sit with me. But there's no way you could hang. And I was like, yeah, there's no fucking way I can hang with you. Are you kidding me? Of course I can't hang with you. Look at you. You're a maniac.
Imagine just like driving home too after you just got fucking your dick shoved in by Tyler McGill and you're just fucking face paint and a mohawk. And I did talk to, I happened to be on the live stream with Smitty. We were doing a baseball bonanza. We're doing a weekly stream every Tuesday night. And I said, look at this fucking guy, Smitty, because Smitty's talking about hardos and this and that, talking about Mets fans. And I say, Smitty, look at the guy representing your fan base. And I showed him, and in pure Smitty fashion, you couldn't make it up. He goes, oh, I almost fought that guy a couple weeks ago because of some takes I had about Villanova not being a Philadelphia school. If that is not the most pure Philadelphia trash fucking moment, just like so real and pure that those two, that Smitty and fucking bald paint face guy were almost fighting in the middle of Philadelphia. I mean, it's like every day is always sunny for these guys. They live always sunny every single day of their lives.
He wears shoulder pads and does like the Legion of Doom. He's like through and through Philly sports guy. The fact that Smitty and is perfect. Like, just be that, Philly. Stop.
Yeah, embrace
it. A real city. You're not. You're a fucking mythical town of scumbags, and that's why it's awesome. Lean into what you're good at.
I'm going to make a statement right here, too, and tell me if I'm wrong on this. The death of the Yankees, the modern Yankees, is that people stopped embracing the gabagool life. And this guy, the guy that went viral over the weekend that I think Dave had on the Dave Portnoy show, I'm almost scared of that guy. I feel like he could be like the Luke Skywalker, the new hope. And, you know, you start getting all these fucking bleacher creatures coming out.
Wait, Dave actually had that guy in his show?
I think so. I saw something about Yankees fan. I don't know what it was.
Because, I mean, it makes perfect sense that Dave had him on his show because he's like a child.
Yes.
I was like, as soon as I found out that he was barely a freshman in college, I was like, all right, the joke's kind of over. Like, never mind. I don't want to do this anymore. But of course, Dave has him on the show. Makes perfect sense. Yep. But yes, that is the guy. Like, that's why the Yankees were the evil empire. And the day you abandon that and just become like another baseball, like baseball is nerdy. Baseball fans are nerds. It's not the cool sport. It's not the tough sport. And there was that element of like these like Bronx scumbags and these Philly trash balls. And when you abandon that, you just become another guy like talking about, you know, stats and complaining about unwritten rules and all the baseball shit, you know? I wish we had a fan base that had that representation. I would love to lean into that.
Well, and that's what I think. I think if the Yankees could embrace that instead of kind of being like these like nerdy new school Yankee fans, I'll be concerned about the return of the Yankees. I will say, Kevin, with Mets fans, I do think we have like our own reputation of just being this like lunatic, maniacal fan base that we did get some glimpses up when we went on those winning streaks. I think it was in 2019, right? Yeah. And again, we're recording this on Thursday, April 14th. It starts tomorrow, opening day, Citi Field. If the Mets come out hot, I think this is going to be like a summer of mayhem because you can kind of see it on Twitter. We're getting confidence. The cicadas are coming back. We're feeling ourselves. The fucking team is showing like everyone's going to deal with bullpens, but the bullpen was only at the end of the game. The beginning of the game, if the pitchers are good, the hitting's good, the defense is good, we are going to be a bunch of fucking maniacs. We're going to have a bet in the Barstool Sportsbook. A little hint right there. Hopefully a boosted bet coming tomorrow. I think it's going to be Pete Alonso, home run.
Pete Alonso, home run plus a Mets win. Boosted parlay tomorrow for opening day, Friday.
Get behind the We Gotta Believe boys. We already got the 96ers looking pretty good. I'm going to say going 5-2, that's better than a 96 win pace.
Gotta get to 96. Gotta get to 96, Clem.
Are we sharps, Kevin? Are we sharps? We got fucking Phil. We got Phil on the podcast now. We're sharp as shit.
I don't know if you are a genius or an idiot, but that line right there, the bullpen only comes at the end of the game, is fucking brilliant. It's either the dumbest thing I've ever heard or it's absolutely brilliant. Words to live by. The bullpen only comes at the end. That's not a big deal. It's just the end of the game. The first 7 innings is awesome.
Well, I didn't know if you said this on purpose, but the line between being an idiot and a genius is very thin. It's a very thin line. You know what I mean?
Very thin.
So it all starts tomorrow. We got opening day. We got the Tom Seaver statue. Kevin and I will be there. So if anyone is around, say what's up. We'll be meandering. We have so this is my first ever Mets game with Uncle Stu, obviously. Shout out Uncle Stu for the tickets, and Frank the Tank. I've never watched a game with Frank. Have you ever watched? You watched a game with Frank, right, Kev?
I went. I think it was like a Padres game or something, like very, very not important. It was back before Frank became Frank. He was just the guy who didn't put any condiments on his chicken fingers, and he hates salt, and he knew every trivia question. And now it's Stu, the source finder. He bamboozled me. He hoodwinked me. I was led astray. He says to me, Kevin, we've known each other for so long. I haven't ever actually gotten to hang out with you. Can we go to opening day? I got 2 tickets for you. I said, yes, absolutely. And he goes, okay, good. You're in. It's me, you, 2 tickets for you, me, Frank, da-da-da-da. I was like, what? Wait a second. Wait, hold the phone. You didn't say you and Frank. I got to sit. I'm sitting on the opposite ends of Frank. I'm sitting. Everyone's got to be in between me and Frank. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself through that. That was mean, Stu. But so, yeah, we're going. We're getting the carpet rolled out for us, ready to roll, Stu Finer style, front row, the whole 9. He asked me, they're doing the Tom Seaver statue thing at 10:30, and he said, "You're gonna be there at 10. I'll smoke you up. I'm bringing the best bud." I was like, Stu, I'll be asleep by the 3rd inning. I'm not getting fucking stoned at opening day with the kids at fucking Citi Field. All right, man? But we are ready to roll. It's going to be quite the experience.
So if you're going on the opposite end of Frank, you've already put that out there. That means it's between me, Frank, and Stu are going to be together. There's units hitting units because Kevin has to be the skinny fat guy that's here with us.
Sorry, those are the fucking rules. You know what? I'll go sit with the 7 line. If you made me sit next to Frank, I'll leave. I would rather leave and go back home and listen to Gary, Keith, and Ron than deal with Frank all day.
Okay.
God help me. God help me if they lose. If there's a couple bad moments and they lose and Frank was right, I'll jump off another fucking bridge.
I'm going to declare that I'll jump on the proverbial bomb, the Frank bomb here for the first 8 innings. But I think just based on content, we need you and Frank next to each other, because if we get another shut the fuck up Frank organic moment live at the game 1 at Citi Field, it's like
I know.
I don't want, if Portnoy happens to see that you're not sitting next to Frank, I might get fired on the spot for not making you guys sit.
I know. See, the problem is I'm a slave to the content, and I definitely recognize that there's the content that people want. So I'll probably end up sitting on his fucking lap for all the night. It's just the worst. This life is not. It's not normal, man.
That's life as a Mets fan. That's why we have our Coors Lights to fucking drink them down, to get those Mountain Blue or whenever goddamn crap the bullpen's going to give to us. So we got Seabass on the mound against who's pitching for the
I think Zach Davies when I checked the app. So I think it's Davies tomorrow and then Zach Gallen Saturday.
There's not a franchise in baseball I know less about than the Arizona Diamondbacks. I
can't tell you. They don't even exist as far as I am concerned. It's like
they existed in 2001.
It's insane that the Arizona Diamondbacks have a fucking World Series and did it against the Yankees. I'll never forget Tony Womack, Luis Gonzalez, Schilling and Johnson. All these guys have a permanent spot in my heart. But other than that, they are one of the most irrelevant franchises in all of sports. It's insane.
All I know about them is they change their jerseys every game and they all suck. And they had good jerseys back in 2001 when they won for some reason. Yeah,
they got the pool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes,
yep.
Yes, they have the pool.
Well, that's the only thing you know. Shitty jerseys and a fucking dirty pool. Could you imagine going to a baseball game and swimming in a pool with strangers? I guess every time you're at like a country club or whatever, you're in a pool with strangers. But I just feel like Diamondbacks fans have got to be dirtballs too, and you're all just mixing it up in the water together. That's fucking disgusting, man.
That's not as wild as doing it for Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. That's really grimy.
You're just swimming with swamp people at that point.
Yeah. They need to get a pool in Philadelphia, man. Just for the summer. I know it's cold, but can you imagine a Philly pool? A hot tub. You know even better, a hot tub.
I want one of those those scumbag pools where they put like garbage bags in the drop top of a fucking pickup truck and you just load it up. Out on the street outside of Xfinity Live. I want people swimming in dumpsters. That's
embracing the inner Philly fan. That's how they are going to, be great again is if they can bring back that pure Philly, just like the Yankee fans bring in the pure Yankees. But us Mets fans, we're going to bring the fucking ruckus tomorrow. Hopefully the rest of the summer starts with Seabass, starts with the Barstool Sportsbook boosted fucking – God, I need Pete to hit a home run now. I need it so bad. We said it. We were talking about this bet before yesterday. He smokes 2 doubles, and then he hits his bomb. So – I'm a little concerned he might have already fucking.
I can't decide though whether that's like, all right, we missed our opportunity, or my man is dialed in. He's smoking doubles. He's hitting bombs. If there's ever a time to just ride the wave against an irrelevant team when the stakes are high, everyone's ready for opening day, I feel like Pete's going to keep it rolling. We just need to make sure he gets a hold of one and puts it out of the fucking park. Also, I'm just going to state the obvious because I don't think that it's something that we should like shy away from or whatever. Pete Alonso went and bought himself a whole new head of hair, and it's fucking awesome. He's got like a whole new set of fucking surfer locks, and he's got the shades on afterwards. He's got the flow going. He looks awesome, and everybody who has the money and the ability to do it should go buy hair. It's the fucking move, dude. Now he's going to be like hot on top of being this like fat masher. Let's go, Pete. Have yourself a summer, dude. Hot boy summer for Pete Alonso. King shit right there. So, yeah, that is going to be an absolute scene on opening day. We also have coming up later this month, Barstool at the Ballpark. The first event is against Philly. So it'll be a little rematch action Saturday, April 30th. We are in the Thomas 2 section. It's like 334, 339, something like that. It's a great like viewpoint. It's in the outfield. It's unlimited beer from 1 hour prior to the first pitch through the alcohol cutoff. So you get, fucking if yesterday's game, you would have got 1,000 beers for free. And you get a free meal as well, and it comes with your ticket. So I think right now we're at only 150 tickets sold. I think we have up to 400 seats, and that is going to be an awesome time. Like the weather will be nice. It'll be against the Phillies. We'll be good. We'll be in first place. Maybe Max is on the mound. Who knows? Free beer. It is the best deal in sports. I've been doing it since 2015, and it really is absolutely unbelievable every single time. So go to We Gotta Believe on Twitter or Instagram. Check us out on the social handles. The link in the description on YouTube, and you'll see the link to buy tickets. There's one every single month, so you can buy all of them. Get the first one is in April, but you can buy as many as you want right now, and make sure you come out for all our events. I'll be there. If you guys, want to come through too, we'll make sure that we're there to hang out. And, in the past when they won, it's been fucking amazing when they've been a good team. In the past when they're bad, we just go out and we drink. It's like one of those win or lose, we booze sort of things. So it's a very fun time. $90 for your ticket, unlimited beer. In this economy, with this inflation, are you kidding me? I should have charged like $190 this year. So it's an absolute steal. Make sure you come out. It's I keep saying it. I want to really build something really big here for the Mets fans and for baseball fans with Barstool, and part of that is our outings, and I want everybody to be there. So I'll be there if you I'll promise to come through if you guys do too, because we got a chance to really, with this team being as good as I think they can be, we got a chance to really build a very cool thing online here.
Yeah, we got to
Paris up there. Like nobody even sits in the seats. Everyone just stands.
Yeah, no, everybody just sits we just drink on the concourse.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it's called like you said, the Thomas 2 balcony. No. This is Cohen's Corner. We said we were going to name it Cohen's Corner, for like 2 years. We had the pandemic after the sale fell through. Then last year was like weird Corona for half the season. This year we're coming in full blast. We're going to be there. I imagine Barstool, people would reach out to me last year and we're like, hey, what's the deal with Barstool the Ballpark? Can we go? I'm like, fuck yeah. Large wants to go. Kate would come by. We'll try to get maybe I'd love to get Smitty out there, just full blockhead in the middle, during a Phillies game and stuff like that.
Yeah, listen, Philly fans can come out too. We'll probably get drunk and throw fists, but whatever. Everybody can come and have a good time. We've got for opening day, me and Clem, since we are a part of the 128, we will be wearing our Buck shirts. And then for Barstool at the Ballpark, we've got some fat heads that will be on display that are going to be quite the spectacle as well. So kind of have a mini 7-line thing brewing with the Believers out here, the 96ers. So I think it's going to be a very fun summer for this podcast. Oh, I just got word, Clem. Keegan's softball season, first softball season begins next week. He's got practice on Friday and a game on Saturday morning. He is on Team Grasshoppers, which I was like, I kind of fuck with it from like a karate point of view, like, oh, grasshopper. But I look at the rest of the league, and there's a team named the Muck Dogs.
The Muck Dogs.
And I was like, can I force a trade? Can I somehow get Keegan on the Muck Dogs? Are there going to be hats and shirts that say Muck Dogs? Because I don't think these guys understand. Maybe they got to go listen to Spittin' Chicklets a little bit. Muck Dogs is going to have a whole different connotation that I don't think a fucking 4-year-old should be wearing. But whatever. I want my kid on the Muck Dogs this summer. So T-ball beginning for me is like, I've been waiting for 5 years for this. So I'm rearranging my travel plans to get back from Nashville in time. I got to go make sure you get, glove, hat, bat, the whole nine. The kid can rake. In the backyard, the kid can fucking swing. We'll see what he can do under the bright lights of actual T-ball. We've been pitching, so actually he hasn't been hitting off the tee. So I got to maybe get him back on the tee, but I think Keegan's going to fucking rake, dude. Going to be Vladdy Jr. out there.
I mean, if he doesn't get onto the Muck Dogs, who I imagine is managed by probably like Lenny Dykstra, strikes like a Lenny Dykstra kind of team, like just show Mama Clance drinking her is it Smirnoff?
Georgie.
Georgie.
Pop off.
Yeah. Mama Clance drinking her pop off in the stands and say, does that look like a Grasshopper's grandma or does that look like a Muck Dog's grandma? That's a Muck Dog's grandma. Put Keegan on the Muck Dogs.
Here's the whole league. There's the Ironbirds, the Mudcats, the Storm, the Thunder, the Grasshoppers, and the Muck Dogs.
How?
So, I mean Muck Dogs is a
league.
What's that?
That if we're tiering the names of the league, I mean, Grasshoppers, what are we doing here?
No, I mean, listen, Muck Dogs is far and a fucking way. Grasshopper, Mudcats is up there. It goes Muck Dogs, Mudcats, Ironbirds, and then I actually like Grasshoppers better than Storm and Thunder because those are like
Storm and Thunder are lame.
At least there's something a little unique to Grasshoppers. But yeah, man, like, come on, dude, put me on the Muck Dogs. Let's go.
I'm not surprised. I feel like when we were young, they used to have like the teams and then everyone would want to be on the Mets or Yankees or whatever your favorite team was. And my buddy, who's a diehard Yankee fan, his kid was on the Red Sox, which I just absolutely loved.
I was on the Marlins and I went and got like a Marlins hat. It was like, it was probably like 1990. It had to be like their opening year.
Expansion,
year. And I went and got like an actual Marlins hat. And rocked that the whole time and became like a quick little like Charlie Huff Marlins fan for a minute just because that was the team I was playing on. But if I could get some, I might have to make Muck Dogs. I'm going to offer this league. I'll make Muck Dogs merch for them if they put Keegan on the Muck Dogs.
Exactly. That's the way to go. But again, you make him a Muck Dog, there's a chance he becomes a Muck Dog in real life. And I don't know if you're ready to have a son that is a goddamn living that Muck Dog life. Keegan strikes a very sweet boy.
I just don't know if the rest of the family is. I'll take a Muck Dog. Me and Keegan, we're both Muck Dogs. I'm a Muck Dog. I'll just be like, I have my little Muck Dog here. But the rest of the family probably wouldn't love that.
Yeah, Brendan strikes me as more of a grasshopper than you, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that's what we need. I need like him to be in the league and be on the Grasshoppers, and then like the degenerate son comes and I've got like a beer in my hand and I'm yelling at the other parents. I'm throwing phones on the field and shit. I need to be a Muck Dog scumbag. I'm going to be like arguing with umps and shit. Are you kidding me?
You'd be like Randy Marsh in that South Park episode, just getting kicked out.
Well, if us Mets fans, if we decide to embrace the kind of like stuff we've been saying with the Phillies fans and the Yankees fans, because let's be honest, we like share some DNA with those guys in the Northeast. Mm-hmm. I think we have our rally card. We are the Muck Dogs.
You know what? How about this? Let's just pretend Keegan's on the Muck Dogs. So every week I'll come in and I'll give you guys a Muck Dogs update. And it'll just be the Grasshoppers record and shit, but we're the Muck Dogs.
Yes. And I guarantee, please give us the real Muck Dogs update when you're done, because I bet there's going to be bench clearing brawls every week with those scumbags. I absolutely love the Muck Dogs. I'm so mad.
Muck Dogs. Who named that? Like, that had to be like the commissioner of the league who named like the team and put his son on there, the Muck Dogs, when everyone else is like this perfect name, the Muck Dogs. Give me a break.
I absolutely love it. But that's what our team is. The New York Mets are the Muck Dogs of Major League Baseball, fucking grinding out at bats, killing you with the bullpen. But you know, at the end of the day, you fucking win. And starting tomorrow, this goddamn opening day. Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.